Good afternoon, everybody. You join me for something new and exciting. So we are doing a commentary today. The commentary is going to be on NGR, so Next Gen Racing's race tonight in their VW Scirocco Cup. This is round 8 of their championship, and they are at Tsukuba Circuit tonight. So we'll go into that in a little bit more detail in just a moment. So before I go into the actual commentary, what I'm just going to do is check that everything's live and we're set up and you've got audio and all that sort of stuff. So just bear with me a minute while I do that, and I'll be back with you. Yep, so we are live. That's good. So I'm just going to get this link and throw it. Jordan, you alright, mate? So I'm going to get that one. So I'm just going to copy this link into a couple of Facebook pages, and we'll be away. Okay, perfect. So I only found out I was doing this today, so apologies if I'm a little bit rusty. I just offered to do it for the guys just to give me a little bit of practice, because this is something that I actually find quite interesting. I quite like doing commentaries. Sort of got inspired by a friend of mine, Dark Smoker, that does it for the Wednesday Night League. I seen it last night, so if you go and check him out, you'll see what that's all about. I started really doing it from my point of view, and then I started rambling bullshit, and people seem to enjoy my rambling bullshit and have started asking me to do it for theirs, so I'll start randomly rambling bullshit about other people's races instead. So we're going to get qualifying underway in about 3 minutes time. So it's a 15-20 minute qualifying followed by a 20-minute race. It's a spec series. So what I mean by a spec series is that they're all in the same car with the same tyres, same weight, same power. This is a pure test of drivers' skill and ability. So the guys will first have to practice their hot lap skills. I'm going to say hot lips then, could be that as well, not that sort of night. By putting in a really good qualifying. The race is 20 minutes long, so even if you qualify poorly, there's time and opportunity to recover that. Tsukuba is a very small, very technical circuit. It's essentially 2 hairpins separated by a small infield section. Scirocco should be quite well adapted to doing this because they're quite short wheelbases and can turn quite well, but the front wheel drive element of them means that the output of the corners is quite critical, so if you power on too early, you're just going to understeer out. So we've got about 10 drivers tonight, I think. There are plenty more drivers available to race, but as is anything midweek, people have commitments. I've just been to the gym, for example, so I've raced home to do this and put my daughter in bed, and obviously I'm here now, so hopefully you appreciate the fact that I'm knackered and I'm still in my gym gear and I'm currently sweating like an absolute demon. So we'll see how we go on. So we'll get qualifying underway in just a minute. So just to let you know, it's stock setup, so each car will be running 358 horsepower. The weight is just over 1,000 kilos, so 1,050 kilos, and they're all on racing soft tyres. Let me just get my thingy set up. So as you can see, they're all in the Group 4 Scirocco. It's a really good car to drive. It's a power car. That's what it's classified as. Unfortunately, what that means is it's not fantastic at going around corners, and unfortunately Tsukuba has 8 corners, but it is a short circuit, so it's only about 2 kilometres long, so it's not the biggest circuit within Gran Turismo. That should lead us to plenty of overtaking. Let's just spectate a minute. Oh wait, no, I don't want to enter the track. Force of habit. So let me just turn that down a little bit. Lovely, so you can hear me. Hopefully the audio is good. If anyone's watching, will you just tell me what the audio is like and just let me know whether you can hear me or if it's just game noise. Because if I turn my volume up, you're just going to hear the game in the background, and that'll ruin it for everyone. Jordan, I know you're tuned in, mate, because you can't qualify. If you just pop me a little message, let me know if I'm loud enough. Perfect, thanks mate, appreciate it. So currently the guys are just doing a bit of free practice. I did get sent the league table, so I can give you a bit of an insight. So this is round 8, so there's been 7 rounds before this, so we should have a relatively good idea of where people are sort of sitting and standing and everything else. At the minute, the leader of the championship after 7 rounds is the guy that we're watching at the minute. F12 for Yankee Sierra. He's currently hot lapping around a 55 second time, so he's leading quite well, and he's obviously getting his practice in there. Next in is the Les, who's currently in the pits. In third in the championship at the minute, who hasn't won a race yet, but has consistently sort of scored points throughout the round, so sort of proving that he's essentially there because he's there all the time. And that's Fourfish, who's currently in second in the hot lap, so that's this guy who's parked on the grass at the minute, but again he's pulling in some good laps and he's consistent, as you can see on the right hand side. In fourth, Joe Winner 1408. Can't see, oh there he is, that's him there, so he's currently fourth in the championship. And then we've got Lowy in fifth. I can't see him at this stage yet, whether he's in there. And then in sixth is GTP Rick WRX, then Shadow Stalker in seventh, Mr. Dre in eighth, who is in the room tonight, I've seen him. We've got Burnt Fry in ninth in the championship on 50 points, trailing in by 5 points there, so a good result for Burnt Fry today, who is going to be starting from the back because he's got a qualifying ban. He needs a good result today to boost him up the championship, and he's going to be fighting from the back. And then we've got Greener Army rounding up the top 10. Greener Army is obviously John Green, who's hosting us tonight. So that's a sign that qualifying is underway. So we'll just wait for the room to reset. Drivers will re-enter the track. So I'll get us onto the replay cameras. One bug that I'm going to be aware of is I'm probably okay doing it now or in sort of free mode, and I can sort of flick between drivers quite easily. The second we go to the final event and he clicks final and counts down the clock, I'll only have this camera. I won't be able to go on board with any drivers or anything like that, so apologies for that. From that point onwards, it's going to be a bit terrible, so apologies for that. Yeah, I know, Jordan, you're just going to have to watch, mate, I'm afraid. Hopefully the competitors around you in the league don't qualify well and you can pick up positions early on. This is a track, mate, where you can pull that back. It's a short circuit, there's 8 corners, 2 of them are hairpins. You can make up places easily here, providing your racecraft is good. It's quite a narrow circuit in the infield, Tsukuba, so if there's going to be action, it's going to be at the centre hairpin, which the Les is approaching now. So you get this little S's section, which if you get the line right, you can take straight. You've got to brake here, hard on the brakes, trail brake into this corner. In fact, what we'll do, once the Les goes on to his next lap, we'll go on board, we'll do a lap with him. And then we'll give everyone else in the field a little bit of coverage, and obviously he's going to be the first one to cross the line and post the time, so it just sort of makes sense to go on board with him, really. So we'll jump on board with him now and we'll get his data up. Apologies, I'm still recovering from my man flu, so I'm going to be coughing a little bit, my apologies. So we're just going to come round to the line now. This is a harder corner than it looks in a FF car. What I mean by FF is the engine and the drivetrain's all at the front. So when you come here, brake just at the crest of the hill. Again, trail braking is important to get the rotation on the car. Coming through the S's again, you can kind of take it straight. The second you enter out the S's, you need to be on the brakes, just like he is there. Wide entry, 2 ways to take this, I'll explain that in a little bit. Let the car run wide, a little bit of a lift as you go through here. No need to brake really, but you can get the foot down and then straight through. You can power all the way around this left-hander. Your braking for this corner is absolutely critical because your exit speed means everything out of this one. So the Les doing that really well, getting on the power nicely, running it all the way out, using all the circuit he can. This is a far more technical corner coming up than you take credit for. So again, your sort of the speed you carry through here is critical. Managing to keep a good lap in, so 55 is what we're looking for. He posted 56.1, so that's good enough for pole right now. So let's have a quick flick through the field then. So in second place at the minute is F124YS. I'm just going to call you F. I'm not doing that every time, mate. Sorry, if I find your real name, I'll just call you that, but I'm just going to call you F12 or something. He's currently posted the purple sector, so he's fastest in the first sector right now. So we might see him post a good time. We've got Fourfish, who's just about to come around and post another lap time. improves a little bit, but not enough to take him up a place. Mr. Dre 70, who I race with in another league. I can't remember which one it is, but yeah, I've seen that name before a couple of times. Can't really talk about the cars because they're all the same car, but I will touch on the Sciroccos from time to time. We've got Joe Winner, who's currently posted a 57.4 as his fastest lap. In the 15 minutes qualifying, these guys are doing plenty of opportunity to get laps in. It's less than a minute a lap. They can do 15 laps easy. No tyre wear, so they don't need to pit for tyres. No fuel consumption, so they don't need to refuel. They can just hot lap until the 15 minutes are over. So Joanna posts a nice time there, 56.7. That's a good improvement for him. We've got Shadow Stalker DBS, a lovely orange liveried Scirocco there, currently on a 57.4, although he runs that one a little bit wide. That's what I was talking about. So what he'd have done there is he just got on the power a little bit too early. The good news is Tsukuba's quite a narrow circuit, there's no massive runoff areas, recovering other than at the last turn he's easily done. We've got KZ2, using the standard livery on that one. He's currently posted a 57.7. Greener Army is on 58.5 in his 5th lap now as we go. F13 LJ's yet to set a time or go out. He's obviously in the garage having a cup of tea before he manages to do it. You're at Mad Marshall. Unlucky you can't race tonight, mate. Mad Marshall's cheering on for Greener Army and Burnt Fire tonight. We're going to probably follow Burnt Fire a little bit because I know from the GT3 League we do that this lad's got pace, and it'll be interesting to see what he can do in essentially what is a last to first challenge. Big Bad Bud is another guy that I race with on a regular basis. I know he's quick, and we'll see what he can do as well. So flick back through the field, then the Les for some reason's pitting. He's posted a 55.7, which is the fastest lap so far. F12, not far behind him. Just another 2 temps beneath him right now. And 4 Fish another 2 temps behind him, so qualifying's really close between everyone at the top. He's getting a benefit of a bit of slipstream, but does Dragon Eagle just block his line there? Has that compromised his speed? I think it might have done, but we'll see. Yeah, it's down. It's down a couple of attempts. So we'll have a quick look at the timing, see what everyone's doing. So I'm in at F13's running a personal best middle sector. No one's setting purples right now. Let's see what we're doing. Looking for people setting hot sector times, which no one's really doing right now. I think everyone's just resetting and going again. Yeah, it looks like everyone's just resetting. So we'll go to Greener Army because he was setting a good time. There's a second down though. Looks like he's lost a bit of time in the middle sector. Back to the timing line. 4 Fish improved in his last one. Very close at the top. Not much time to improve on there. Jordan, mate, the abuse is going to come in the race when you pile it into the wall. It's going to happen. I'm just waiting for it. I'm just setting you up for it. You absolute donut. Alright, let's see what's going on here. So, let's just have a quick flick through the field. So currently in pole, so we're halfway through qualifying. We've got the Les, who doesn't look like he's going to improve on his time. Consistent pace though when he's doing it. F12, back to set another time. Is he going to improve on his fastest lap so far? No, just misses out. 4 Fish, exceptionally close behind him. 2 thousandths of a second or so on a 55.9. So top 3 separated by just under 2/10 of a second. So just to go to show you that a spec series with quite equal drivers can produce some fantastic racing. We've got Joe Winner as Greener decides he wants to build some sandcastles on the side of the track. So he's going to have to clean his tyres off and go again. So currently on laps, we've got F13 looking like he's about to complete a lap. Manages to carry quite a good amount of speed through that final corner, but doesn't look like it's a fast lap to me. It's 1.4 seconds down. Shadow Stalker now. Just about to come through. Again, doesn't look like he's going to improve on his time. Quite a slow lap. Let's give some coverage to Dragon Eagle. Someone we've not really covered so far in this series. And not someone I'm too familiar with. Did recently join in the GT3 league. One thing that I'm going to mention, just while there's a bit of a lull in qualifying, there is a race being set up on another racing page that we're looking at. We're currently gathering interest in it. We're looking at doing a 6-hour charity race in Group 3 cars. We don't really know a time yet, we don't know a date yet, we don't even know we don't know a track. Probably Le Mans, makes sense. Or we'll do a 6-hour Enduro one here in GT3 cars and watch the carnage unfold. It's for Children's Cancer Research Charity by the name of Kika, and I'm sure the guy that's setting all this up will correct me if I'm wrong on that. Yeah, it's Kika. They research childhood cancer. You know, if you don't believe that's a good charity, then you're unfortunately not human, I'm afraid. If you're interested in that, hit up Mature Racing Club on Facebook. I'm going to link Mature Racing Club in the description later, and I'll also link Next Gen Racing in the description. They're the guys who are running this league. If you're on Gran Turismo Sport or any sort of online sim racer, these are two clubs to check out. I know Next Gen are quite heavily involved in Project Cars 2 and a set of Corsa and stuff like that as well. So that's just a quick shout out for that charity. Something that you may want to check out if you're into your sim racing. So Dragon Eagle then about to come around and complete the lap. I haven't been watching the time, so I don't know if it's a good one, but his current fastest is a 56.8. He's currently 6th on the grid. So he's sort of mid-pack right now. Doesn't look like he's going to improve that, unfortunately. He posted 56.9, so again, what a lot of the drivers are doing right now is posting really good, consistent laps. They're able to lap at an equal pace, and that shows me that they've obviously got their practice. So as we reach the 12-minute mark, so we've got the Les. He's on his 12th lap. He's not managed to improve from his 55.7 yet. Got close on a couple of occasions. He's really pushing the limits of that car. It's 56.1, and then we've got F12. Could do with improving that time because he's only just ahead of Fourfish, who's about to come around and complete his next lap as well. What's that going to be? He just misses out, just 2 tenths slower than his quickest. So again, these drivers appear to have set their fast laps early and are now they've peaked too soon, I think. So we've got Joanna now. Gonna get a bit of slipstream from Greener up ahead. Hopefully Greener manages to keep it on the black stuff this time round. As Dragon Eagle's gone building sandcastles instead. Looks like Joanna's speed's been compromised a little bit because that's quite slow yet. Looks like he's abandoning the lap. Gets out of the way for Big Bad Bud, who manages to improve his time. So Bud's now up to 8th, demoting Shadow Stalker down to 9th. Greener Arm is the chap we really want to improve. He's not done many laps yet, so obviously he's got a few minutes yet to set a good lap and qualify higher. Let's go on board with him. So again, let's come around to the hairpin. Braking here is critical, so he brakes nice and early. You need to carry the speed through, get on the power. So we've just too high a gear there. Again, that's kind of a way you can negate the understeer though, so it might have been on purpose. So if you're in a higher gear, you're not going to get as much understeer because you're not getting as much torque from the engine. So you're not pulling yourself wide, which is essentially, you can't really see it, because if you could see these guys actually driving and steering while they're doing it, you know what I'm on about. But the car literally just tries to pull you off the circuit. He's not being pulled off in the good way that I'm sure we're all used to. This tight technical bit should suit the Scirocco quite well given its wheelbase. But again, corner exit is absolutely everything in these cars. Probably in too high a gear for me there. Tries to obviously narrow the corner out so he gets a good run through the Dunlop S's. He's down on his time currently, so we're going to need a really good last sector in order to improve. Yes, he manages to go a little bit faster, but he's going to need to shave about another second off that time if he wants to improve any more. He's forming a bit of a queue behind him now. We've got Dragon Eagle in 7th. He's very close to 6th, so he'll be. He's just set a 56.7, so he's in the zone right now. Let's just follow him round for a couple of minutes. So even though on the map it looks like there's a massive straight, the straight in reality is less than a quarter of a mile long. It's only 400 odd metres, so there's not a lot of time and slipstream opportunity on this track. So the real overtaking's going to be done in that short infield sector. So car control is going to be everything. There's Dragon Eagle wants to visit Blackpool again. Sort of stays out of the way though for the other racers, so good racecraft there from him. Currently in pole, still got the Les, he's still not improved his time, but no one's catching him right now, untouchable times. We've got F12, again very close to losing that second place. If Fourfish manages to just get a bit of slipstream on his next lap, then he's going to be starting back in 3rd. So speaking of Fourfish, currently on an outlap, so don't expect anything special here, but we're going to follow him for a lap and just see if he manages to make an improvement. I'm going to take this lull to have a bit of a drink. He's currently 2 temps down on his time. Let's see if he can make that back up in the last 2 sectors. His fastest so far is a 55.9, which is a good lap round here in a Group 4 Scirocco. Because when you're driving this car, all you feel it wants to do is bury you in a wall on the outside. They're not easy to drive by any stretch of the imagination. You've got a ton of weight at the front of this car, not a lot at the back. It doesn't like turning. Which is why this long sweeping right-hander is difficult to get right. If you nail it, it will improve your lap time. That looks good, but again, it's just not enough. I think he'll be happy with 3rd in that lap time. That is a good lap time. It's certainly not something to be ashamed of. Let's have a look for any movements down the field. No one seems to have set any fast laps relatively recently. Obviously Dragon Eagles. He's currently on a fastest first sector for him, so let's follow that. Which is less than a 10th away from 6th place, so if he nails these last 2 sectors, then he's certainly on for bumping himself up the order a little bit. Yeah, improves again, so he's over a 10th faster. A good exit here, we'll see him do. That looks like a good exit. So you just power up this back straight, it's not very long. Looks like a good wide entry. Try and get a late apex and power on out. And he does improve, so well done. That's a fantastic lap. 56.5 from Dragon Eagle. That takes him all the way up to 5th position. So he gained 2 places there. So well done that man. Good lap. So we'll follow Mr. Dre now. Try and get a little bit of slipstream line the back. So it looks like he's backed off. Thanks for spoiling my fun. KZ2, again very close to taking Mr. Dre if he wants to. Fourth-ish behind, he's now getting the benefit of some slipstream, so can he use this to his advantage as well? Looks like KZ2's run a little bit wide though. Fourth-ish doesn't manage to improve, unfortunately. We've got Big Bad Bud in 8th. We've got F13 in 9th, who is posting fastest sectors right now, so we'll see if he can improve and put himself up. Excuse me. Qualifying is nearly over now, so we'll soon start the race, which is going to be 20 minutes long. Endurance, no pit stops, no nothing, just a flat out race to the finish line. We'll get probably a little bit more, probably 20 odd laps in. So F13 looks like he ran that a little bit wide, but he keeps it on the track, doesn't manage to improve his time unfortunately, so did manage to lose all that time he'd gained in the last 2 sectors. So we've got Shadow Stalker in 10th, Greeno Army in 11th, and Burnt Fry, who's spent the last 20 minutes probably having a crying wank in the toilets of the pits, because he's going to be starting right at the back. So I think that's going to conclude qualifying for this one. 20 minutes is up. I'm just waiting for the boss to say. You're laughing, Jordan, because it's true. I've not heard from you in about 10 minutes, mate. It looks like these lads are about done now. So just a reminder, it's a spec class, so all these guys are running the exact same power specification. There's no tuning. They're running the same weight in the car, so no one's carrying more weight or less weight than anyone else. This is pure driver ability. So, final has started. So I'll try and keep up with all the action. As you can imagine, there's going to be 12 cars. I'm going to do my best. There's going to be a lot of action in the first couple of corners. So here's the confirmed lineup then. So Les on pole, F12 in 2nd, 4th-ish on 3rd, Joanna in 4th. 12 drivers in total. We've got a fast driver at the back of the grid. I'm going to keep an eye on him and see if he manages to do anything with this. And away we go. Some drivers getting, Joe Winner getting a really poor start off the line. F12 and the Les managing to get good starts themselves, but F12's managed to pip him. And there's been an incident at the back of the field. Who's that? That's Mr. Dre. Seems to have lost it, and there's a bit of carnage in the back involving Dragon Eagle. We stopped and let everyone go. Let's keep an eye back at let's keep an eye on the midfield. The Les has managed to get past F12 up front. Bert Fry's in his eagerness to get through. He has made up 3 places, but in his eagerness to go through, he's somehow managed to go cutting some grass there. Very tight field in the middle of the pack. Again, another big braking zone. Let's see if any moves get made here. There doesn't really seem to be anyone that's going for it. Let's jump back up to the front then. So Les currently leads by 3 tenths of a second to F12, who's 6 tenths away from Joe Winner, so the top 3 are unfinished now. We've got Bud, Shadow Stalker and F13 in the top 6. We've got 4-ish, KZ2 and Bert Fry is going to go for a nice tasty move up the inside now, just backs out of it at the last minute. I think he decides against that one. As I said, it's a narrow circuit, you're just going to get a lot of congestion in the middle of the pack, so you've got to pick your battles on this one quite sensibly. We'll stick with this middle pack for now. It seems to be where all the action's happening. As they round out yet another lap. Has anyone managed to make any brave moves down here? No. Is Burnt Fry going down the inside of F13? He is. Is he going to manage to power out of the corner and aim to make a move on KZ2? Either it's risky doing a move here, probably going to line himself up on the inside for a move at the hairpin at the top. Oh, but he gets it done on the inside. Beautiful move. Is he going to have the pace to take Shadow Stalker? He is. So Burnfire, 2 moves. Oh no, he's lost out now. I think by the looks of things, one of the drivers that were battling with outbrake themselves. Unfortunately, because when you're battling this close, you're going to lose out from time to time. He's managed to get himself back up ahead. Some good battling in the midfield here. So Burnfire is 6. KZ2 still mounting a bit of an offensive back to him. But it looks like Burnfire can now just try and pull away, bring that gap to 4fish down, which is 2 seconds nearly. The good news for him is 4fish and Bud are having a little bit of a tussle for 4th place. So Bud's going to run himself a little bit wide, but should get a good corner exit and keep the position. He's defensive. Manages to keep that. Burnfire's took 4 attempts out of him now. Let's jump back to the front and just have a bit of a recap of the running order. Now we're approaching the 5 minutes in. So currently the Les and F12 are having a good little battle for 1st and 2nd. So see if this develops. It doesn't. Looks like he's taking a wide line. That was either to avoid hitting him or to get a better corner exit. Can't decide which. They've pulled out a little bit of a gap now, so they've got these two are just running away with the race. They've now got a 3.5 second gap to 3rd. So obviously still 15 minutes left, a lot can happen. Joining in 3rd, sort of in a race of their own right now. It looks like 4fish and Bud still having a ding-dong battle for 4th place. 4fish keeps it around the inside, forces Bud to the outside, the longer line round the corner. Burnfire's now caught up with these guys because of all the battling, and he's going to be mounting an offensive. All the while, the thing is, these guys fighting isn't helping him because you know, 3rd place is escaping. 3rd place is pulling that gap nearly 4 seconds now. So Burnfire needs to get past Bud and fast. Bud does make a little bit of a mistake. It looks like he outbreaks himself. Burnfire manages to sneak up the inside. Will Bud comes straight back at him because he's got the same power and the same weight. Is he going to go for an ambitious move up the inside? Looks like he doesn't, but he's tucking right into that slipstream. Will Burnfire go defensive into the chicane? Looks like Bud's a little bit too far back anyway. It would be a very, very, very ambitious move if he was to go down the inside there. So it looks like Burnfire now can start mounting an offensive to 4fish up ahead. Let's jump back to the front because there was some good battling up there before. So these two still glued, less than half a second between them. See news that England are 1-0 up. Marcus Rashford scored a penalty for anyone that's interested in football. So let's have a look at the back. So Green Army obviously caught him on a mistake. I'm not going to say anything too bad at that point because that is a corner that you can easily sort of outdo yourself on. Got F13 in 11th. Got 2 seconds to catch Dragon Eagle in 10th, who's got a 3-second barrier either side of him. So at the minute, Dragon Eagle's running a bit of a race to himself. So we'll see if he can catch up and get himself high up the order and score himself some more points today. Shadow Stalker, similar story, 3-second gap either side of him. He's got Mr. Dre up ahead and Dragon Eagle fiercely fighting to catch up to him. Mr. Dre's a little bit closer to KZ2, who's picked up a penalty by the thing, so he'll have to burn that off as he goes around. Mr. Dre obviously mounted an offensive now for 7th position. Let's just follow this one for a second and see what's happening. So some drivers choosing really different lines around that corner. Some choosing to take the wide late apex or no inner apex line at all, whereas some choosing to sort of cut it in the more traditional sense of a racing line. Oh, and KZ2's made a mistake, he's gone wide. That promotes Mr. Dre up to 7th. Can Shadow Stalker really take advantage of this? That's disastrous mistake for KZ2. He loses a position and a lot of time. Got himself caught in the gravel. Shadow Stalker now only a second and a half, maybe less. Another side effect of that running on the gravel, he's going to have dirty tyres until the end of all that. It does take a little while to get rid of the dirt on the tyres, so he's going to be slow around the corners, but he doesn't need to worry because Shadow Stalker's outbraked himself in a vain attempt to catch up anyway. I'm just having a drink. So I'm going to run through the field again. So the Les and F12 still attached at the hip. They've now pulled out 8 seconds to Joanna in 3rd, so unless these two take each other out, aka Hamilton and Rosberg in 2016 at Barcelona, these guys are just going to battle it out later in the race for 1st. They might as well, right now, they might as well work together to pull that gap. So it's probably going to pay F12 to not put the Les under too much pressure, although he's making Les is going defensive into this corner and trying to break that slipstream. It's probably going to pay these guys to work together and just pull that gap even more. But it's clear that these guys have got the pace. F12 currently holding the fastest lap, which is a 55.6, which was faster than the qualifying laps they were doing. So it's clear these guys have got pace. Moving back to Joanna, who's currently under attack from Fourfish. Will Fourfish make the move stick here? No, Joanna just cuts off the apex. We'll probably follow this for a minute, because it certainly looks like this one's got some potential. Both drivers are fast and able to put in laps. We saw in qualifying. Again, Joanna just fails to go defensive there. That opens a gap and he's just inviting Fourfish into that space, then has to shut the door late on. Which is fine, it's clean, you're allowed to do it as long as you don't cut someone's nose off properly. You're quite safe to do that. Joanna looks like they outbreak themselves now, just keeps it on the black stuff. Little bit of contact, nothing too dangerous about that as they re-enter, but that promotes Fourfish up to 3rd. A nice clean move, just keeping it clean and consistent will pay dividends in this sort of race. Tsukuba's a track that you can easily make mistakes on. Burnt Fry's pulled out a 4.5 second gap in a couple of laps to Big Bad Bud behind him. He'll be eyeing up that 3rd place. He knows it's capable. Realistically for you, Burnt Fry, 1st and 2nd are gone. They're 12 seconds ahead, and they're lapping at 55. So, but 3rd place is realistically achievable in this one. So we'll come back to him and see how that one develops. Bud's now under attack from Mr. Dre. You can't go on the outside there, so Bud's going to have this one. Mr. Dre's best ambition here, I guess, is to get a really good run out of this next turn, get the slipstream on the state, and try and get the move done, either in the last corner, as we've seen a few drivers do today, or into the very last chicane. So 6 steps behind, so we don't really be able to get that done right now, but another good lap and he'll be just fine. KZ2, who we saw have that off a couple of laps ago while fighting sort of nearer the top of the rankings, he'll be aiming to bring himself back up the order. Was originally ahead of these two guys, so we'll sort of believe at this current moment in time that he's got the pace to be back up there, so he'll be fighting to do that. Shadow Stalker in less of a race of his own right now, because Dragon Eagle has really caught up to the back of him. So in a lap or two's time, Dragon Eagle's going to be chomping at the back of that orange car, as we saw KZ2 have another little bit of an off, and that is just going to promote Dragon Eagle and Shadow Stalker up another position. So KZ2 just having a little bit of a bad race, I think, just really struggling to keep that Scirocco on the straight and narrow. Now under pressure from F13, so we'll see if he can pull away. lead's still not changed, so it's still Deleuze and F12 up in first and second. We'll go back and check in with the higher guys in just a minute. Fry still in fifth. About to mount an offensive on Joe Winner by the looks of things. Can he get it done in this hairpin? Is he going to get a better power? It looks like he might not have the drive out. Touch back into the slipstream, smart move, nearly had it, was ahead for a microsecond. Which one was going to have the advantage coming out of the final turn? Looks like Bernfry's not on the brakes as much, probably just riding the throttle instead. Should give him a better drive out the corner and the ability to nip down the inside here, which he does. Yeah, it's just, Joannis just closes the door, but in doing so, outbrakes himself and understeers wide out of the corner. So Bernfry now up to 4th position. And he's got 2.5, nearly 3 seconds up to 3rd, and he's got 7 minutes to recoup that. All the while, Joe Winner is still a fast driver, and he's not going to go away without a fight. He'll want that 4th place back. While we're looking at that, Dragon Eagle's made his way past Shadow Stalker. Now up to 8th. Good race from Dragon Eagle so far. Seems to have been putting in some consistent laps. If we look at Dragon Eagle, yeah, they've lapping quite well. Currently in a battle, so 7th and 6th are quite close, so Dre and Bud having a little bit of a battle. They've got an 8-second gap to Dragon Eagle behind, so they can probably afford to fight for a little bit, but what you don't want to do is cost yourselves too much time in fighting unnecessarily. Joe Winner's still on the back of Bernfry, less than a second away. Bernfry in turn isn't really managing to gain on 4-fish at this stage in the race. There's a yellow flag up ahead, which is for Greener Army, who's had a bit of an off. Seems like he's just waiting for cars to go past before he comes back onto the track, so keeping it clean. What you don't want to do if you've had an off is cause someone else to bin it, so sensible racecraft there from Greener Army. Dragon Eagle now, still maintaining that gap, just less than a second to Shadow Stalker. Bud and Dre still having their battle. Oh, there's been a change at the top, so F12 is now in lead. I don't know when that got done, sorry I missed that. There's so much battling going on in this, it's a spec series, it's close. There's tons of battling going on, so I'm bound to miss things, so I apologise, gents. But again, they've now pulled out nearly 10 seconds to 3rd, and they've been battling all race long. Let's just keep an eye on these guys for a second, because they are still quite close together. Because Deleuze is he's top of the championship right now. He's going to want maximum points out of this one. Deleuze just manages to get 2 wheels on the grass, run himself wide, but at the same point F12 runs wide out that corner. Deleuze is going to serve his penalty though. Serve his penalty straight away rather than do it over the laps. We've got 4-fish. He's managing to keep that gap to Bernfry, so Bernfry's going to have to do some real pushing if he wants that last podium position. However, has managed to pull a gap to Joe Winner, who's 2 seconds behind him now. Bud and Dre seems to be the story of the race for me so far. These two have been stuck together for the last couple of laps, really fighting for that 6th position. Sorry, I can't talk now. These two having a pretty good. It's clean though. What I like about watching this is it's clean, it's respectful. None of them are going for massive dive bombs. What I think Dre needs to do here is just psychologically get in Bud's head. So he's poke his nose out at every opportunity, make him think that you're gonna go for some epic savage dive bomb. Oh, when there's been an accident, Dre's got 2 wheels on the grass, maybe even more than that. Got himself on the grass. It's a shame I can't replay that. Really wish I could. Got himself a couple of wheels on the grass, couldn't get back on the track, kept his foot in it though, which probably shouldn't have done. Sort of speared into the side of Big Bad Bud. Realistically though, hasn't cost him anything other than a little bit of time to 5th. He was already not necessarily out of reach, but with only a couple of minutes to go, realistically wasn't going to get that position anyway. So in the real world, hasn't actually lost out too much. Let's have a flick through the field. So currently the leader, F12, got a 4.2 second lead over the Les, who served his penalty, and has got a 6.1 second lead over Fourfish in third, who has got a 4 second lead over Burntfire. So he's pulling a gap. The top 4 really, unless any of them have an off, is pretty much decided now. We've got your winner in 5th. Pretty safe from Bud behind after that incident we've just seen. He's got an 11-second barrier and only 1 minute and 46 seconds left to go. So what's going to happen the second that timer runs out? The next lap that F12 starts will be the last lap. So realistically we're looking at probably 21 laps in total to be won. We've got Bud in 6th. Obviously now he's repaired the damage to the side of his car, the big gaping hole that was left in it. Mr. Dre in 7th, Dragon Eagle in 8th, who's had a really good race and has pulled 5 seconds to Shadow Stalker behind, who's got 2 seconds to KZ2. KZ2's had a bit of a bad race today, a couple of offs. I think you'll be glad to see the back of this one, and he'll be in the pit lane afterwards drinking straight vodka probably. We've got F13, who's just sort of been lapping in the back, has managed to sort of keep it going really. It's kept close to a couple of guys in front, but hasn't really been involved in any massive battles. And then Green Army, just bringing up the back of the pack. Green Army is currently looking at being lapped by F12. So Green Army pulls over to let him by. So it looks like he's going to cross the line to start what will be the final lap. The Les pretty much solidified 2nd, Fourfish 3rd. So let's just follow F12 as they run around the last lap now. So in a couple of seconds the timer will run out, final lap's going to appear at the top of the screen, which you'll see there. So what you'll see at the left hand side is now any cars that cross the finish line will have completed all their laps, but they will be counted as laps. So Joanna is now finished, Bud is about to do the same, so Bud's in 6th, Mr. Drace finishes 7th, Dragon Eagle gets himself in 8th, Shadow Stalker and KZ2 are going to round out the top 10 in 9th and 10th respectively, and F13 doing a little bit of lawn mowing as he comes across the line. We're going to watch Green Army do the same thing. All the while F12 comes around to win round 8 of the VW Scirocco Cup. The Les finishes off 2nd place. He'll probably be a little bit disappointed in that one, but all the while a good result and some good points picked up today. Fourfish in 3rd and Burntfly solidifying a solid result from the back of the field. Still think you're a dickhead, but well done for that. So that concludes the race. Massive congratulations to our victor today, F12-4YS. Qualified himself in 2nd, managed to get himself straight into the lead. The Les came straight back at him and stayed in 2nd place for a number of laps. Managed to make a move with about 5-6 minutes to go. In doing so, the Les got a bit of a penalty because he's obviously tried to come back and got a bit of a track cut penalty, I think it was. But yeah, so well done. Hope you've enjoyed the stream and the commentary. Hope everyone's enjoyed the race. If you got any feedback for me, let me know. If you've got anything you enjoyed or you wanted more coverage of, let me know. I'll try and obviously make this a regular thing. I'll just say a big congrats to these guys. And yeah, so that concludes it. It's been a fun little race. I quite like these spec series because, like I say, it just shows driver talent. Yeah, it did look like a tough race. Like the top two, to be fair, until the end, were never really more than a second apart from each other. There was some really good battling going on between Mr. Dre as well in the middle. Burnt Fry obviously worked his way up from the back of the grid right to the front as well. Yeah, man, Marshall, it was a good race. Enjoyable to watch and commentate on as well. What obviously one fear I had was that it'd just be a bit of a punt fest with it being Tsukuba, and it's a short, narrow circuit. Yeah, it was clean mostly. I mean, there was a couple of incidents. There's always going to be. You stick 12 cars on an hour racetrack like this for 20 minutes, and they're going to hit each other. Obviously, the Dre incident. Grass isn't as adhesive as tarmac when it comes to braking power, so you're just not going to stop. Ultimately, did that cost Bud a position? No, because he kept it. He kept 6. He was never going to get 4 finishing 4th anyway. So yeah, that's sort of the race concluded there. Let me just save the replay, because what I might choose to do is, if the guys request it, is do a little bit of a race highlights replay. It's asking for my YouTube now. I'm going to have to type this out now, aren't I? Let's just do that. I'll close the stream down in just a minute. Perfect. Cheers, Bentfire. Thanks for that. Yeah, nothing really else to commentate on, I guess. Let's just have a bit of a recap of the race results for you. So, in first place, I can't even do that because he's ended it. But in first place, F12, 20 minutes. 4 seconds behind him was the Les. 10 seconds behind that was third place. He's ended the game, so I can't really see it. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Maybe do this next week. They've asked me to commentate on a potential Monday night league as well, so if they enjoy what they hear here and they've not just got some northern guy rambling absolute shit and talking nonsense, then I'm sure they'll probably ask me to do that as well. So hopefully the more I do it, the more I improve, the more I get better, the more I'll know what and how to follow. At the minute I'm just literally using the spectate camera and a controller, so it's not ideal. I haven't got access to replays or anything daft like that. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to give you the blue screen of death and stop the stream right here, but it'll be available again to rewatch in a couple of minutes once YouTube does its thing. I'm going to go and make some thumbnail of some sort, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and if you like what you see, obviously hit that subscribe button, and you'll see more of my shit on your YouTube internet portal. See you later.